Welcome to the Marriage Bootcamp Lovers and Liars After Show. This week we put our boot campers to the test. Emotions are high and lies are exposed. Get ready because it's a juicy one.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Wasn't me. Yeah.
This is
Wasn't
the only
me.
dance I know.
Wasn't me. We had a lot of denial going on in Marriage Bootcamp this week.
Oh, yes.
So much lying, so much deception.
wasn't me.
It was not me. It wasn't me.
It
Was
wasn't
it
me.
you?
It
'Cause
wasn't me.
It wasn't us. So you better keep looking. You better pull out that lie detector test. It was good. What's up, guys? I'm Zack Peter. So excited to be back breaking down Marriage Bootcamp.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. -4 wisdom teeth. I am back.
Ouch.
And helping me break down tonight's episode, I also have the lovely Miss Jayla Roxx.
Hello. I'm here.
We are here and
I
we
have all
are
my
ready
teeth.
for it. She still has all her teeth. Got a few knocked out. I think I was expecting somebody else on tonight's show to get a few teeth knocked out
I
with all the
know.
lying going on. I mean, there were a
Jeez.
lot of liars, which we're going to be breaking down. They took the lie detector test because it is day 9, so they have a big decision to make. So we're going to break down the results, who was lying. We're going to break down this whole Des and Chris drama because that was a saga.
Yes.
And then all of our boot campers went out, which we'll also be chatting about because the alcohol was flowing. And I think next week's going to be a good one.
Shots.
And then we'll close it out with a round of Counselor's Corner. I think Jayla and I have lots of opinions. So
Lots,
you'll want to
yes.
stick around for that one. So Jayla, before we get started, what were your initial thoughts of this week's episode?
Okay, so like I said, last week I was kind of like about it. So we're kind of getting to a point now where I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited again. Like the boot campers are starting to face their realities, and it's like I said, it's getting close to the end, and they are really I don't know, they're doing it for me this week, so I'm happy.
I think they had to because it's like we're finally at the end. Like they really had to up the ante.
Yes, they
'cause
had
then
to.
After a while, doing some of the same old drills and
we had
covering some of
fun,
the
but
same
let's tackle the real issues.
the same issues over and over. It's like, okay, now it's time to really get to the core of it and see who's going to stick it out and who's
Yes.
actually going to last. Okay, so why don't we talk about the lie detector test?
Oh my
This is
God.
always the big exercise every season and to find out who's lying. They have to pick the one question. Was there any?
That's crazy to me that they got to pick the question and they kind of knew what how to answer it before.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too, and I haven't really seen this done too much in the past. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, you can call me out in the comments. But I haven't seen it where I don't think any questions that they came up with, there were maybe one or two that they allowed, and Judge Toller rewrote all of their questions for
Producer
them.
questions.
Yeah.
So they want to get to the actual meat and potatoes of why they're actually there, and I think that was okay. This is your storyline.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to talk about, and then that's it.
Yeah. Who did you think was going to be deceptive before going into the lie detector test? Because we know who wasn't, but was there anyone that you...
we're Chris has always, wore that little sheet around. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a sheet, just something like that wall up. So I definitely thought Chris, of course, was going to hide something, and then maybe Pauly D. Yeah.
Okay. I knew something was going to be big with Des and Chris this week only because of the way that they kept pumping it
right.
up, in the previews and everything. And Chris has just been the one that hasn't...
So, yeah, he hasn't really officially broke.
No, or really participated in any of the exercises.
Right.
He does the bare minimum of what's necessary.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on his soccer versus baseball childhood that was so traumatizing.
I'm happy that they had to do this.
Yeah.
So this is a point where Desiree gets the answers that she needs. That's why she's there. She needs the answers.
All of them. I think the big the big question was really the one that I saw as kind of a big one was for Mama Dee and Ernest, because we see that his mother and her issue or her alcohol relationship always tend to affect their relationships. I was curious to see which one of them may have lied or just not wanting to be truthful in that one.
Yeah, I mean, Mama D, she was last week we saw her she didn't drink at all, and she's trying to make it an effort. So she may dial back as we saw in this week's episode, but I think she's really, really willing to make a change for Ernest.
Yeah. I like that they both told the truth though. Like they're
I know.
both like
When I saw that, I was like immediately had tears in my eyes.
yeah. I mean, I think the first step towards like really improving anything is the willingness, and you have to be willing
and acknowledging your issues
Yeah.
first.
Mm-hmm. Acknowledgement and willingness, which are two things that obviously Chris does not have.
Yeah.
He's not in touch with reality. I also found it interesting that both Pauly D and Aubrey failed their lie detector test.
With them, I think they are like, well, this is just based off of the show. I don't, don't know their relationship personally, but I just think they're stuck in the personification of, like he said, he mentioned in the show that, oh, I am Pauly D. That's all I know. And I'm just like, are you Pauly D, the Jersey Shore character?
Yeah.
Or are you like?
I think they're so caught up in TV land and being, it's so superficial for them. For him, it's about his ego and his image. And for her, it's all about image and,
But I mentioned that
vanity.
a couple of weeks back. I was like, they're together for the rent.
Yeah.
The face value pays the bills. So,
Yeah.
I mean, would you do that if you had like, you were dating the Pauly D or the Aubrey O'Day?
I understand. Well, here's the thing. When did Jersey Shore Family Vacation come back? Recently, right?
This year.
This year. Okay, so, and they did Famously Single a few years ago. So I understand why they decided to do the show together and why they decided to keep up the
branding.
The branding. Because think about it. He did Jersey Shore after his relationship with Aubrey ended because he didn't need her anymore to keep up, appearances. He had a TV show again, and he had a lifestyle again that he can go off and leave. Where I think they both really needed to do Famously Single, and they needed to keep up appearances together, and they needed to do the this show, Marriage Bootcamp, because they obviously taped this several months ago. I think they taped this like at the end of last year, if not earlier this year.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just to them. It's all about the keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up appearances.
Like I said, the personification pays the bills.
Funny, I actually saw them when they were first at the height of their career. They
Really?
did an event in West Hollywood, and I remember seeing them and being like, oh. And I remember
They're
looking them
together,
up,
yeah.
and it was right after they had done Famously Single, and they were like at every red carpet, every event, taking photos together.
So, I mean, I guess it was fun for a minute, and then I guess like real feelings got involved.
Yeah.
It stopped, you stop going to the Chase, you stop going to the U.S., you stop going to Wells Fargo, and then you start to like realize, okay, like there are real issues here. We're real people, and we go through things, and we're kind of broken.
Yeah.
But we're both in love with conflict.
So do you think that their intention doing this show was to truly repair their relationship or to maintain the relationship for the public?
I say to give the public the ending story.
I agree.
Like, we're together for X amount of contract years. Let's publicly break up so we can, it's over. That's it. I'm done playing this role with you now.
Because they broke up before Marriage Bootcamp, right? And then they got back together.
I didn't even know they were together till I saw the show, the premiere.
So I think they were probably really broken up in real life. And then the offer came in for them to do Marriage Bootcamp. They're like, okay, we'll be in this relationship again for this 1 week. Where at the end, we know we'll.
Right.
Because I also find it interesting that when you watch the interviews with
Like
the
with
two
their
of them together, they are very comfy and like,
Well,
they
have
play
to
it
be.
up. They have to be, but like you can look at Win and Kim, and like they're never like they don't play it up because there's just zero
There's
anything
nothing there. And
the
they
other couples,
taped the confessionals after
that's
they
what I mean.
filmed. Yeah. So I don't know.
So if they truly hate each other at the end, like was what I'm expecting for the finale, is for them to really have this big fallout breakup. Because I was looking at it today, and they were sitting next to each other, and he had his arm around her in the interview, and they were talking about the lie detector and like what they were looking forward to seeing. And I'm like, but in this case, I'm pretty sure at this point they're already broken up
They're
and not
done,
together.
yeah.
Because I also don't think that they do too many interviews.
But I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to
play the part.
That means you've been doing it this long.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're used to, they know how to play the part.
Right.
They're both reality TV stars.
Hashtag play the part, guys, okay?
Hashtag NBC play the part. And it's just interesting too because since it's not the typical season, since it is with celebrities, they film it in 10 days, and so they don't do as many interviews in between. They do most of the interviews at the end.
Yeah, because they're wearing the same outfit, the whole, so I guess like 17 hours of me being there, and probably when we finish the take, we go to each other, like different trailers or whatever, and I don't know.
Yeah. They do a great job. They know how to play it up.
It's great face value. So for all those people out there who need face value, get you a Pauly D or an Aubrey a day.
That's right.
Bam. Pay the bills.
So what do you think is a bigger issue for Mama D and Ernest? Do you think it's the alcohol, or do you think it's the interference from Ernest's mom?
I think it's more of the alcohol. Like, Mama can't be there all the time. I mean, even though he wants her to be, but the alcohol, you can go to the 7-Eleven, get you a bottle, and come back and start hitting on Ernest.
Yeah.
And then it gets to a point where it's, like, I don't know, detrimental to the relationship, detrimental to, yourself. And then you try to, I guess, the whole bully tactic that they mentioned, too. So it's kind of like a whirlwind out of control once the alcohol gets involved.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the alcohol is what exacerbates their other issues.
Yeah, and but I don't think the mom has anything to do with it.
I think she's more of an after fact.
Right, but if she gives him advice or tells him what to do, then she's a part of it too. So I can see where both of them have their.
Well, I see it as Mama D drinks, and then they have issues, and then Ernest goes to his mom, and then his mom gets involved.
Yeah,
so it's like
a
this
snowball
cycle.
effect. Yeah,
snowball effect. It's a total cycle, and I think, but it ultimately starts with the issue with him drinking and the volatile behavior that comes with that on both sides.
And I don't think that's fun.
No,
it's not fun. I like to drink to have fun and enjoy myself and take the edge off. But when I'm like punching people and fighting people, I gotta reconsider.
Gotta find a new poison.
Yeah,
go watch some Real Housewives or something to kind of let loose.
That's some good poison too.
That is some good poison. Speaking of, Kim and Wynn put their relationship to the test when they had to take their lie detector test, and Kim asked Wynn if he was willing to give up the 25-year-olds, which I didn't think he was going to be willing to do.
I mean, he said yes, and he passed.
I know, that was a shocker to me.
But is he willing to really do it?
He says he is, but then when we see him out of the club later on...
I was really uncomfortable.
Did you see? There was a scene where he smacked a girl's butt. She walked by him and he either smacked it or grabbed it.
The bat twerking. It was just like the blurred out faces.
Yeah.
It was very, I don't know.
So Kim failed her test. Or she didn't fail, but she had inconclusive results. And they said it's because she kept fidgeting and moving and clenching her fists, which are things that you do if you want to throw off the test.
Oh, okay. So when I saw that, I was like, was it talking about the hand movement?
Yeah, because she was moving her hands like this, and she was doing that. And they told her, and they showed the clip where they say, Kim, don't clench your fists, don't move your hands, just stay very still. And then they show, that she keeps
her fidgeting. So maybe she's hiding something. Maybe she's the liar.
Do you think she's really sexually attracted to him?
No.
We've
seen them for the past 7-8 episodes now, and they have not been
it's just such a
they're just there together. They're like the Amazing Race, we're a team, we're just here.
We're gonna write it out, we're gonna get that paycheck. You know what bothers me every week about Kim?
The shiny
no. Okay, we have more than one issue with Kim.
Where's the shade button?
Her roots are so bad. Because she walked in on day, look, if you're coming in on TV, you better look good, or you better be ready for it. Especially if you're only there for 10 days, you can go and get a root touch up, you can get a good tone job.
I don't think they had the makeup artists, and they had to do their own stuff. I think
she could have called up her hairstylist and been look, I need to go. She could have gone to Walgreens and got something. She could have got the little root touch up spray, a lot of things. Look, I know my roots are going out right now, so I'm one to talk, but I'm getting it done on Wednesday, so I'll be fresh for the finale.
Well, maybe you should take him with you for the finale.
I'm gonna take him with me for the finale.
Okay, that's gonna be her gift, her parting gift out of Marriage Bootcamp.
Because her roots get me, because they're just so long and grown out, and they're so gray, and I'm just
she's stressed out. Okay, all of this is a really stressful experience.
Kim
for
Kardashian and Ariana Grande made the root look cute again, and they made it a thing. But Kim's roots are just not.
Okay.
Like
so,
there's the difference. There's the contrast with like the dark root and the light hair, and then there's like the gray roots that are just not cute.
well, Kim, we love you here at Marriage Bootcamp After Show. For a finale parting gift, we'll get you.
I'm gonna send you some root
together.
touch up.
You go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go together. My treat. Yeah, I don't see them lasting. And we even saw in the clip of them next week, like they have an awkward, gross kiss.
I think that's like a parting kiss. Like, it was
I agree.
cool. We had a fun time in summer camp.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah. I don't see them. I feel like Kim needs to find like a nice, good Jewish guy that's like tall and has money and like can take care of her.
But I think that Kim has to stop. I don't know. Kim believes Kim. That's
believes
it.
Kim. Yeah.
And I don't know. I think once we're able to fix ourselves, then we can go out. Because, having the men come through ain't going to really help,
No, yeah.
Unless you are able to sit down, figure out the math problem, do your, addition, subtraction, division, and then you say, okay, this is why.
Do you think she's still off of, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you up. Do you think she's still off of the issue or the passing of Monty, her ex?
Yeah. Death is very like tragic, I would believe. And it's I don't know, you traumatized. So everything she touches dies.
She's the anti-Midas.
I don't know. So I guess she doesn't want to get too close to him because he's going to die too.
Yeah. And like, look, he has a reputation for liking younger women. That's never a good, reassuring,
Let the young women
confidence
kill him.
booster. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let
them give him a heart attack. I mean, one of them's going to want his
But
money.
I have been saying that, though. I was like, he has a heart issue now, so.
That's why it just takes the right 25-year-old, and then
let him.
Jackpot.
Let him.
She's got it sold. He just needs to find out who he likes enough to give his inheritance to.
Speaking of figuring out who they like, Desiree took me for a spin this week.
I mean, the two of them are so... They're just such a hot mess that they don't realize are a hot mess. Like, they're, like, trying to pretend that, like, everything's good and we have the perfect relationship.
But that's why they got the not Mr. and Mrs. Not What They Seem on the first day. Because everybody knew, like, okay, I'm calling it when you first walk through the door. Something ain't right. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the whole friends with your ex thing. Friends, and she's like, I wouldn't call him an ex because he was on the show. I'm like, no, girl. Like, if you didn't
you
win,
had an emotional attachment to him.
he made it all the way to the top 2 or top 3, so he's an ex, girl.
Yeah. I mean, she said just because it was on TV, but like, you were emotionally involved with this person more so than the other suitors. Like,
and they still talk, and Chris goes with him and eat lunch and stuff like that. And when they brought it up, she lost it.
I think Chris does it to show off that he won and to keep tabs on him. I think he really doesn't.
That's some creepy stuff.
No, I think it's very thought out. Like, I don't think they're genuinely friends. I think Chris is like, I need you to know that even though she was emotionally attached to you, she picked me.
So it's like a
ego
bullfight.
self-serve.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I got the girl.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's a cockfight,
God.
yeah.
Come on. I don't know. Like, Chris is like, oh yeah, we went to lunch or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe there's some weird stuff. Maybe they like throuple or something.
I mean, maybe. I mean, whatever you like, everything's on the table, especially if you like reality shows like we do. We have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it here at AfterBuzz TV. We cover a ton of your favorite shows, so you want to check AfterBuzz TV out on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. This is the reality channel. Make sure you don't miss it. And if you're into any other sitcoms or dramas, we got those too. We are the leaders of online digital after shows, and you're not going to want to miss them. So hit that subscribe button. Don't worry about those pesky notifications because you can fix that in your settings. So go and subscribe right now. Let us know you did. We'll give you a shout out in the comments and on next week's show. Next week's the finale. It's going to be a big show, and we want to give you guys some love, especially the ones that have been with us all season long.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I've
Yes.
had this is really fun. I've had
It
a great
is.
time. So we'll have a full cast next week.
We'll have a full panel next
It's
week.
gonna be a little party. I can't
Don't
wait.
miss it. We may have a special surprise. Never know. Hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss next week's show. Okay, back to Chris and Desiree, because I think there's just too much to talk about with them, because they were the couple that stole the episode this week.
I was like, finally.
Because I think Chris asked the question of, was I your number one choice? Because he thought, like, this would be my chance to prove everybody wrong, that she chose me.
It went wrong.
Backfired on him.
Yeah.
Did you expect that? Did you expect her to say that he wasn't?
I expected her to say, yes, you were.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's just sit back down. But she was real hurt about it. She was like crying. She had a blow up. So that means she feels some kind of resentment or something.
Totally. Well, I think Dr. V really hit the nail on the head when she said that, like, you knew how traumatic of an experience this was for her to go through it.
Yeah.
For you to ask that question of her now was your need to be right and to prove that to people. And you totally disregarded the fact that she was going to have to relive this backlash.
Right. So he kind of did it for him to kind of be like the same, like you said, the cockfight.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got the girl. And now say it on national TV so everybody can know.
Yeah.
Or based off of like Facebook comments and stuff like that.
Like, it wasn't like the whole point of these exercises is to help your relationship grow and to like learn and like go through these things to test your relationship so that you can ultimately get out on the other side. And
Right.
he's been very consistent with not actually engaging and participating in the way that he's supposed to. I mean, like, the fact that he used this as an opportunity to debunk something that happened 4 years ago for the audience instead of using it to actually help his relationship currently shows that he doesn't think that there are any issues in his
Right.
relationship. And, if Des feels that there's an issue, he doesn't care because, he's right and he wants to focus on, what he thinks.
And that's crazy because he passed when the question was, do you see Desiree as an equal?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
I don't know if I believe
I
that.
don't believe that, Chris.
I think he tricked the lie detector.
I think so. Well, that's what serial killers do.
He's not all there.
Yeah.
Or he is there and then some, and that's why he's like super analytical of everything and
He's
like tries
very
to cheat his
mindful
way. Yeah, very mindful of
what
everything.
he wants to like be exploited.
Yeah.
So they're going to make something up anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well just go there for the experience and go there for the growth rather than trying to duck and dodge and maybe not say too much or,
I really wish she would have left him.
But, Desiree believes Desiree too.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's the one like.
She's totally stuck in Stockholm Syndrome. She is
I was trying to find a better term. But I don't know. She was like, of course, you're my number one. And I guess when you tell yourself that enough times.
Yeah. Yeah, she wakes up every morning and she looks in the mirror and tells herself, I love Chris.
Was my number one.
Chris was my number one.
Yeah.
I love him. And then she just does that every morning.
She has a sticky note in the mirror.
Yeah, it's a sticky. It's written on lipstick on the mirror. I love Chris. And myself in parentheses.
Yeah, and myself in parentheses, definitely. Have to underline it 3 times to remind yourself, self-love is the best love. And I don't know.
I can't. I feel like he just doesn't really, I think he thinks that he loves her and he thinks that he knows what love is and that that's what he's doing in his family. But I just think Chris only thinks about Chris and it's all about himself.
But I don't think that you can find genuine, settle down, marry, have a baby, love on The Bachelor or on The Bachelorette. I think they're in the house for 12 days max. And I don't know if I can have a baby with a man in 12 days.
No.
Especially if there's 25 other ones.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like speed dating on crack. You have to just get through it.
It's like the circus.
While living in the circus of the reality show and going through the different dates and the different competitions.
Yeah.
And
so you kind of fell for the idea of being in love with him, but the producers can feed lines, tell you what you want to hear. So now you're stuck with this man, and just I don't know.
Yeah, you fall in love with the idea of falling in love because that's what your job was, and so you go out and you do it.
But Chris needs to be a little bit more based off of from the show. Needs to be a little bit more secure in his relationship rather than having to say Was he your that's really like when you're unsure of yourself.
But I don't think he was insecure about it. I think it was genuinely just to prove a point. Because even if you look at his body language and the way he asked the question, he did it in a way that was so cocky that like he's like, I know the answer to this, so I'm gonna ask this question anyway, even though I already know the answer. And then he wouldn't even believe it when the answer was wrong, and he, found out that she lied on the test. Like, I mean, like, deception was indicated.
He was a little mad. He was like, whatever.
Yeah, he was trying to play it off. Like, I know she still loves me.
Yeah.
I know I'm still her first choice. And it's like,
but why would you even go
need
there?
to prove that? Yeah.
Like, don't go there.
No, you asked this question. You brought up this can of worms. Like, now you have to eat that you were wrong.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't. Like, he was like, no, the test was wrong. Like, there was just no accountability in the fact that he even had to put her through that. The fact that what he did was wrong. Like, there was never a point where he apologized to her. There was never a point where he even acknowledged that he was wrong.
I think he did apologize to her in the end after he saw her, like,
when they were in the bathroom together.
Right.
And she was crying. I just, I don't like him. Like,
but do you think that he was first choice?
No, not at all.
No,
because even when you hear her talk about it, and this is where I think she's a little bit in denial, is when you hear her talk about Brooks, who is the other guy. Like, there's like a spark in her.
Is he fine? Is he hot or something?
I don't know. I haven't seen Brooks.
Okay.
I've never watched The Bachelorette, and the only time I heard of them was when they were coming on Marriage Bootcamp. That should have been our media this week. We should have put a photo.
Where is the shade button?
That should be the poll. If any of you guys have watched The Bachelorette and followed Chris and Desiree's relationship and know like what the beef was when their season was airing, like leave us the tea in the comments below.
Yeah, so leave us the tea. But he left, so apparently he didn't want her, or maybe Chris and Brooks made a deal. Like, I'm not really digging this chick. Like, you can have her.
Yeah.
Because you know how guys do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I think he probably would have dipped out if he, I think Brooks left The Bachelorette because he realized she was getting too attached. Because like I was saying, when you watch her talk about Brooks on Marriage Bootcamp now, she lights up when his name comes up. She talks about how she had an emotional connection with him, and she was really disappointed when he chose to leave the show.
Yeah.
So I think Desiree just she's not being honest, obviously, and I just think I don't know.
Desiree, you better be honest, girl.
She needs good therapists that can just help her through all of this.
This is why they're here. This is why they're here.
But she's not utilizing it because she's doing therapy with Chris, and Chris is not helping her.
Yeah, they're too busy with ice buckets and stuff, so who knows? You can't save the ones that don't want to be saved.
Nope. You just let them get knocked up again and pretend like they're in a happy marriage.
Was that shade?
That was shade.
Oh, where's the shade button? This is the third time.
Shade.
Well, hey, best of luck. Speaking of babies, Quani and Puma, they're expecting.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good for them. I
think she's pregnant on the show, though.
Oh, currently? Oh, that's why she's not drinking?
Yeah. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I kind of like, I've been peeping it, so I'm like, oh, okay. It makes sense.
I like their dynamic. I like their relationship. I think they really complement each other. And I think they genuinely, like just from watching it, they genuinely love each other.
Yeah.
Like you can see.
He was a little unsure about the whole, like, do you find me like sexually attractive? And he thinks she's like cheating on. I don't know, but he knew that she was not going anywhere.
Yeah,
she loves him.
I think that's natural, and like those insecurities come up when you've been in a relationship for so long, and then kids are introduced, and you're in that what they consider the 7-year itch. Sometimes it comes earlier, sometimes it comes later for some people. But like everybody reaches that point where it just feels icky, and it's like this isn't the relationship that we first signed up for. And it's because circumstances change and people change, and you evolve as the relationship does. And so I think this was just their mucky 7-year itch, so to speak.
But I think it cleared up.
Yeah, it totally cleared up.
It was just like a little Swiffer wet jet. A little, that's it. And I'm happy.
And the love they have for each other, you can really see, like you can see their chemistry and love. Like you can see Kim and Wen have no chemistry, and you can see Aubrey and Pauly love Aubrey and Pauly more than they love each other. And so I don't know. I think that's my favorite couple of the season.
It's Quani and Puma.
Quani and
Oh,
Puma.
wow. Okay. I do see that, that New York love, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to, like, I guess that, like, the dialect and the way they tough love each other. It's so cute.
I agree.
I think it's so cute. But Puma has shown growth throughout the week. Mama Dee and Ernest, of course.
Yeah.
And you know what? The scene that really got me in this week's episode was when Aubrey had her breakthrough moment.
Which moment?
It was the very last 2 seconds of the show.
Oh, yeah.
And she's
her
like
confessional.
in the club, and she's just sitting there like, okay.
I know this is over, yeah.
I'm happy.
I feel like she had that moment before, though. And this was more of just like a physical, like, personification of what she's really felt and known. I think it was a moment of, like, I've kept up this facade and I've had to pretend to be in this relationship and I've had to really try.
Yeah.
And, like, force this. And now I actually get to leave this. And I think she was almost sad that, like, this identity that she created and has been living for the past couple of years is over. And it was less of the relationship less of the loss of the love and relationship with Pauly, and more of like the identity that she's now losing because she's no longer in Aubrey and Pauly volatile relationship. Yeah.
But I think she can thrive on her own as Aubrey.
Yeah, I mean, she's done it since
she's done it, but it didn't really
came.
it wasn't really effective until Jersey Shore got involved. And that's more of a higher platform for her, because then it came and went, and then she had her own stuff, and then the Dumb Blonde, and so she's kind of like, it's kind of hard to kind of follow her career wise. But I guess the idea of the image worked for her more because she's on Instagram. She's an Instagram model.
Yeah, I mean, she's kept her career going.
Yeah, but not thriving like she was with Pauly D.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, maybe she'll find somebody in Floribama Shore. Maybe,
oh, Lord.
Maybe there's.
Well, I would like to see Aubrey as the Bachelorette.
That would be interesting.
Bachelorette Blues. I like it.
That would be interesting.
I would love to see her as a Bachelorette.
I would like them to do like a celebrity Bachelorette, where they actually pick. That would be interesting. I think that
would be fun.
Aubrey as the Bachelorette would do really well. I think she could really pull it off.
So there's no excuse, girl. You got 25. What you gonna do?
So after the whole lie detector test, after we've processed everything, now it's our last night before we have to make our big decision. And so
let's
we
go out with a
have
bang.
a night out.
Yes. So this is like you're single for a night. That's a setup, number one. Act crazy if you want to.
This is the night to let loose.
Yeah. So they plug themselves into these bars, if you will, and I don't think they didn't do too bad.
No, I think we may see them do worse next week when we see, like, look, this is like 9 o'clock. You're getting your first shot in. Night's just getting warmed up. Like, I want to see you after the 11 o'clock hour. Like, I want to see you when it's approaching
when your wig's
midnight.
A little adjusted,
yes.
And, your eyelashes is coming off. That's okay. So
that's Brooks.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Brooks is a hottie.
Brooks
is a hottie.
Oh, he looks better than Chris.
Yeah, I think I would pick Brooks over Chris any day.
But if she's going to go off of looks, then she might just be left at the altar by herself again. So I don't know.
Brooks is a cutie, I think, and he doesn't look as crazy as Chris.
He look a little crazy.
He look a little, but like the right kind of crazy, like the kind of crazy that'll like show you a good time in bed, but like can still.
That's some American Psycho stuff. I'm good.
Not that far crazy, but some of our boot campers showed us a crazier side.
So seeing Desiree, she was the first person to grab shots. She needs
throwing them back. She was like, I don't care about my breast milk tonight. I'm living my life.
She is pumping.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's why she hasn't been drinking the whole time. Yeah.
Okay.
No, she's living her life.
I think Mama D's drunk all the liquor. That's why they don't really drink. She's like, I'll put all the bottles in my room.
She's like, I'll keep it safe. I'll monitor. I'll ration this out for everybody. Ernest was getting like twerked on by some girl. Like I
wasn't here for it. Okay. The whole scene was uncomfortable for me.
So how much of this scene that we saw on the show was people that were planted by production.
Oh, of course.
I think
Go up there and do this.
Yeah.
It looked like it. It was just really for.
There were so many. Like, I don't know about you, but how many times are like random girls just going, I want to come up and like twerk on you?
Yeah. I mean, that does happen,
Yeah.
but probably, and I guess, and it would happen in that
But
setting.
they were giving like straight up lap dances.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But they had blurred out faces. The knees were ashy. I didn't like it. I didn't like any of it.
Mm-mm.
So
Well, what they did was the girls that didn't make it into the club, production went out there and they're like, we'll pay you $100 and we'll get you in the club. And they're like, I don't care if my knees are ashy.
Yeah,
I'm
and
going
my feet
for
ashy. My shoes may be too small, but I'm gonna get up there and dance.
I love that Puma found a girl that he wanted to take home to Quani so that they can have like a thing together.
So Puma knows right. He's smart about it. So I don't know. So we do get to see a continuation of this up
Next
until
week,
for the finale. So I'm like I said, it was 9:00. I'm waiting for the
turn hour.
the turns hour. I can't wait.
Who do you think is gonna like really screw it up?
Oh, screw it up. I don't know. I would say who would have the most fun? Desiree and Mama D.
Yeah, well, and Ernest was eating curry. Like, he was having a good time. He
Where
was
did he
living
get
his life. He left the club, went out probably to the food trucks outside.
that's
But all of
me.
a sudden, he was just walking in with curry. And the guy's like, where did you get chicken
Yeah.
curry? And who
Ernest-
let you bring chicken curry in the club?
Listen, Ernest, that's relatable. Okay, I've been to the club before, and I've ordered like food, and I'm just sitting there like, I might have a little chicken
Outside
grease
and brought it back in?
No, in the like maybe they have maybe at the Abbey or something, and they have
yeah,
food
where
there.
they have, yeah,
and everybody's dancing and having a good time, and I'm just over there just enjoying my
you're on the dance
nachos.
floor.
Yeah,
Okay, I mean, hey, no.
I get a little chicken grease on you, girl. You better move.
He's going to lubricate you
Shake and
up.
bake, girl.
I love it. But I mean, I love how he was just living his life. He's like, I'm going to get twerked on. I'm going to get me some chicken and I'm just
'Cause
going
he
to like
knew.
live my life.
He knew that's what that meant.
Yeah.
You're single for a night. They want you to go and be a fool. So they're planted there. Because if I was going for single, like I'm not going out there like shimmying on everybody.
Yeah.
I am just there eating my chicken wings and my nachos and my curry. And that's it. That's what I like to do.
I mean, go for it. Live your life,
My
Ernest.
knee's going to be ashy like the other girl.
I still look good.
But I still look good, right? So
Okay, I'm here for it. Should we do some Counselor's Corner now?
let's do it. It is time
Give them
for
some advice.
Counselor's Corner.
So in addition to, making sure your knees are not ashy, what
Yeah.
other advice do you have for our boot campers, Jayla Roxx?
Yes. Okay. So I want to go back to the very beginning when Aubrey had a conversation with Dr. V. And she was talking about how she lost lost the house and lost the career and everything like that. You have to learn how to self-affirm yourself, if that makes sense. Like say, you are enough. You don't need this person to, tell you what you should and should not have.
Yeah.
Everything in the world is written for you for a reason.
Absolutely.
And life happens for you.
Yes, not to you.
Right? Did I say that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Life happens for you, not to you. You can be a victim of your circumstances.
Right.
Because, the universe has your back.
Yeah, and that's why she has a tour. The universe is undefeated. So she knows that now it's all coming full circle, and she's able to get back with her friends and be the old Aubrey that she, came on making the band to be, and now she's able to move on and leave all that insert and 2018 and start loving you for 2019.
Yeah, I think, when you're in it, when you're caught up in it, it feels like you're in quicksand and you're like, I'm never going to get out of it. I can't move. And it just consumes your life. And you don't see that this is preparing you for something or this is leading to something else down the road. This is actually going to help you and build you and make you stronger versus just, I think we focus on just being hurt and we're like, oh my God, I'm being hurt and the pain is too much. And you focus only on that versus, when you're at the gym and you're hitting those last few,
I ain't at the gym.
When you're really pushing it and you don't want to keep going and it hurts, like it's because you're building your muscles. You're ripping your muscles apart so that they can build together stronger and better. I think this also came from Aubrey, is because this is the second time that she's done Marriage Bootcamp, and this is the second time she's failed her lie detector test. So I don't think she cares that much about her results. But she said that the results, the exercise itself isn't so much about the results of the lie detector test, but how you respond to what the results are, how you respond to whether or not your partner lied to you, and what the question was that your partner asked of you. Like it's meant to really put you to the test more than it is to see if you're a liar.
So I think the lie detector was like a come to Jesus moment for everybody. But there was a part where they showed season 3 Aubrey, and she's like screaming and yelling. I've never seen her act like that before. And I was like, wow.
She was mad.
Oh, geez. It's kind of heartbreaking. And they're going to keep using that same, they showed it like 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, okay. So they're going to use that against her. So Aubrey, don't come back to Marriage Bootcamp, girl. Like, we don't want to see you walking up the hill.
You go back to Famously Single. I won't hate you, but...
I am here for Aubrey doing Bachelorette.
Yes. I actually... Or even if it's not Bachelorette, but her own dating show on... Put it on another network. Yeah.
She's
For the love of Aubrey.
Well, she did have a show. Oh,
Aubrey
all about Aubrey.
All about Aubrey. But that was a reality show. We want like a her finding love type of show.
That's reality.
For the love of Aubrey.
Yeah. Have like 16 suitors, and they all look like Pauly D, and you just scream at all of them. Don't attack my character.
And it can only be other reality stars.
Oh, geez. Oh, God. So we have Flavor Flav, Brett Michaels. Yeah.
Oh, I loved all of those.
Yeah, good throwbacks. So.
Okay, should we close it out with predictions?
Let's do it.
What do we think is going to happen in this finale?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I love that sound. Oh.
Okay, Jayla Roxx.
Was that Felicia and Byron? Okay, I thought they were coming. Predictions. Okay, let's see.
Who do you think? I guess we can call it now because next week is the finale. So where do you think each of the couples... Let's see where each of the couples are going to land.
Okay.
Pauly D and Aubrey. Obviously, we know they break up. Kim and Win.
Done.
Totally done. Quani and Puma.
Stay together.
Chris and Desiree.
Stay together.
Yeah, they obviously stay together. Were those the only 4 couples?
And and
Ernest and Mama D.
Stay together.
Yeah.
So the only done is Kim and Win and Aubrey.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be done. You can't have a good season finale when everybody's the kumbaya and in love.
Yeah.
I want to see somebody get punched.
Yeah.
Or somebody walk out in a heartbreak.
I need more than an awkward kiss from Kim and Win in the finale. Like I need Aubrey to deliver.
Yeah, Aubrey, you know how reality works.
You go out with a bang, and that's how you get asked back for the next reality show.
Yeah, just not Marriage Bootcamp, girl. This is not a good exercise for you.
She never looks good.
Yeah, and they
will not physically. She always looks great physically.
Oh, she's bomb.
But then she always comes out looking crazy and needy.
In the end, yeah. So maybe not this one. Maybe another one. Do The Voice.
Yeah. Okay.
Be a judge on The Voice.
Oh yeah, you can be a judge on a show. Maybe not The Voice. Maybe she can do like a dance competition show.
Yeah, like World of Dance. You can be the new host or something. Maybe.
I don't know. I think Jayla would like that. Sitting next to Aubrey O'Day on the show. Jayla might have some issues with that one. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching and staying with us all season long. You're not going to want to miss next week's Marriage Bootcamp Lovers and Liars finale. I'm Zack Peter. Keep up with me at Just Plain Zack on all the social medias. Jayla Roxx, where can they keep up with you?
Yes, you can watch me flex it on the gram. I'm going to do that every week. At Who is Jayla Roxx? Follow me right now and look at all my fun antics.
Yes, and don't forget to follow AfterBuzz TV. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. All right, guys, thank you. And until next time, bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.